Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing this really stunning bridal makeup. It's been a long time since I did a makeup tutorial, but it's something that you guys asked for a lot. And another thing that you guys asked for a lot is a full face of VIEVE. I get asked for a full face of VIEVE, a VIEVE wedding like bridal makeup. So I thought I would kind of two birds, one stone this. This is a full face of VIEVE, and I'm not going into everything. I thought I would break it down into my 5 top tips for bridal makeup if you're doing it yourself. I did my own wedding makeup. This isn't hugely dissimilar to my own wedding makeup as far as the style goes, but I didn't have any VIEVE when I got married. So I got married 5 years ago next month. Yeah, I thought it would be really fun. It's been ages. I don't think I've done a bridal makeup since I was prepping for my wedding. Since I last did a makeup tutorial, we have launched a few really stunning products that I'm obsessed with, so I'm really excited to show you them here. Other than that, let's get into the video. Okay, my first hack when it comes to your wedding makeup is all about prep. First thing is do your eyebrows first with no skincare on. I find that when I do my eyebrows and I've maybe done skincare first, it can ball up, go a bit slidey. Do your brows first. So I've done mine off camera. When it comes to skincare, you don't need to overdo it, but you do need to still hydrate your skin. I'm gonna one and done this bad boy. I'm going to use Skin Nova. I have the XL size here because I'm going to use it on my body too. Do not neglect your body on your wedding day. You're going to need whatever glow is going on here everywhere. There's pictures of me doing this to my friends when they're getting married. I'm like the brought in body glower / massage them to make them feel like it's okay. So I'm going to use Skin Nova first, and I'm going to take my time to massage that in. It's a good time to get some lymphatic drainage on the go as well. And like I said, we're going to bring that on the face, but then we're going to bring that down the neck as well, and see, just massaging down here. I feel like it gets everything going, reduces fluid retention. When it comes to your skincare before, so I've not done anything. I literally used micellar water all over my face. You can just wash your face, but it's the end of the day. So I didn't wash my face, I just used micellar water all over my eyes, like everywhere. Took everything off. And now I've got that on, I'm going to really massage that in. I love just getting my fingers right in there and getting that nice and taut. As for other than skincare, I would leave it. I would really only use what's tried and tested. And on your wedding day, I wouldn't bother with SPF. Caroline Hirons, if you see this and you disagree, I'm sorry. Before your wedding, facials are great. You know, a facial that you know and love, that you know your skin's gonna like, in skincare. But on the actual day, it's not a time to resurface your face. It's literally a time to use what you love and know. And the next tip for that part, let it sink in. Take 5 minutes, go for a walk, go and do some deep breathing outside. You just need to get in the mode. I'll be back for number 2. I've just applied my foundation and concealer. Use whatever your favourite foundation and concealer is. I, of course, use Modern Radiance Concealer in the shade M5 just now because I've got a bit of a tan. But the next hack is with your setting spray. So Invisiveil is our new product, it's our newest launch, Invisiveil and the Modern Makeup Sponge. Spray your setting spray in between layers of makeup. You don't need much. You can just set at the end if you want, but I find doing this just melts my base in. So I'm really happy with how it's looking. It's more natural than what I wore on my actual wedding day, but that is something that I probably would change if I was getting married today. A light set, while it's still damp, you can kind of go in, give it a little pat in. I'm going to continue to do that throughout the layers of my makeup. That ish is not moving. Invisiveil is alcohol free, but it locks in makeup for up to 16 hours. So the reason I'm so excited about that is usually really high performing setting sprays have alcohol in them, which is it's not great for your skin. I am a big believer if you're using something on your face every day, it should be lovely for your skin. A drink, a treat. And that is Invisiveil. We've sold out on Cult Beauty and Space NK already. We've restocked them. Everyone's loving it. I'm so happy. 5-star reviews across the board. That brings me on to my third tip, and that is to layer your creams with powders. This is the game changer for not only the way that your makeup looks, but how it wears through the day as well. Obviously, your wedding, you want your makeup to last till the wee hours, and usually you're getting your makeup done pretty early. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so you can see my skin. You can still see some freckles, you can still see, you know, a little bit. For precision, I'm going to use the 117 foundation brush, and I'm of course using Modern Radiance Cream Bronzer. I've had this for a long time and it still looks brand new. Well, not brand new, it's been used a lot, but I've still got a lot of product left. I'm going to get a little bit of that, and we're going to start at the back, and I'm going to start sculpting the face. Now with my brushes, I love to use a pat and motion, almost like I'm using a sponge, but I'm going to use a brush first and then I'm going to sponge on top, and that's going to give me a really flawless application. It is so fun getting to do this with all VIEVE products. I wish I'd had these for my wedding day. Do you know what else I'd change about my appearance on my wedding day? I would change my hair. Me and Jack Baxter were talking about it. I did love it and I do love it, but I'm so much darker now and I prefer it. I can't believe how long I've been married. I feel like I was so young. Okay, we're starting to build up that bronze. I love to bring bronzer onto the cheek to start that kind of blushy moment. I'm using the shade medium in the cream and the powder. But we're going to do creams first and then we'll do powders on top. I think the dimension it gives your face is just another level. I'm going to use a tiny bit under my nose and then I'm going to get the majority off of my hand. On your wedding day, you'll no doubt be getting quite a lot of pictures, and that is why sculpting your face is really important. If you don't have enough going on with your cheeks, you can look quite flat. And I think I was really conscious of this because I've got quite a round face, especially when I got married. My face shape's definitely changed a little bit since I had Romy. I think I've aged. I'm going to use my cream blush. This is the Sunset Blush Balm in the shade Piazza. Use this nearly every day. Absolutely obsessed. So I'm going to get that on the back of my hand and I'm going to pick that up with a fluffy brush, actually, the 123 brush, and I just kind of work that into the brush, and it means that I can push my brush onto my face and start building that up without getting any big dots, any big blobs of pigment. And I love to bring that right up. And you might look at the kind of colours that I'm using and think this is very like summer bride vibes. I think wedding season is most popular in the summer. I'm pretty sure it still is. It was when I did wedding makeup. If I was getting married in winter, I would actually just change my tones to be slightly cooler just to match the atmosphere. But I was always going to be a summer bride, wasn't I? Creams are on. It's looking really fresh, really lifted, very beautiful. Now we're going to go in with powders. So changing over to the 121 brush, this is the blush and bronze brush. I'm going to use this for bronzer. This is my medium modern bronzer, which is having a resurgence. We've recently had a couple of people try it out for the first time and realise that it's the best powder bronzer on the planet. But I'm going to use a really light hand and I'm going to start building that up at the back. See if you're worried about your hand and how light it is, just hold the brush further back. Now keeping that nice and high. And I'm going to take the powder under my jaw slightly. So that was me using the light side. I'm now going to go into the slightly deeper side, grab some of that, and I'm going to keep this just at the back to add that sculpt. So my base is more natural, like my foundation and stuff, but I'm probably using just the same amount of cheek product. You can always pat over with your sponge just to really melt that in. And now for my powder blush, I'm not going to use Piazza, I'm going to use Rosa. And this, for brides, is so beautiful. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to pat, pat, pat. I'm going to tap off the excess on my hand. And again, I'm going to keep that up super high, almost under the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to get my sponge and I'm going to just melt that in a little bit. Now, trivia question, what was tip number 2? Yes, we're going to set again. I'm just taking that excess setting spray off my eyelids before I do my eyes. While we're at this stage, I'm actually going to highlight just while my base is feeling nice and fresh. I'm going to take Nova Glow Liquid Light. And this is the only product I'm not going to layer powder and cream, because this is almost a hybrid. It's a cream, but once it sets down, it's got the lasting power of a powder. And those high points of your face, especially when highlighting, you really don't want to layer too much product, because that's when things can start looking a wee bit chunky. That is just going to give a really gorgeous skin texture, or lack of texture I should say. And you can use a sponge like I'm doing, or if you want to be really precise so you're not too glowy in any of the wrong areas, you can use like a little eyeshadow brush or something. Bear in mind I've not powdered yet, there's a reason for that. I'm going to be right back and we're going to do an eye and our lips. One eye complete. And my tips for eyes and lips are to just make sure that you're doing something that you already love. I love brown liner. I love a matte eye. I think I used shimmer on my wedding day. I'm pretty sure I did. This is my favourite. I think I look like myself. I really love how my eye is lifted. It looks bigger. This is it for me. Don't get me wrong, I could wear this makeup every day. every single day. I'm going to start by priming my eye. I really mean it. See, when you're getting your wedding makeup done, whether you're doing it yourself or you're getting someone else to do it, you probably want to look like yourself a bit. If you never wear makeup, then it's really fun because you can experiment and see what it is that you love before you get it done. But I'm using Eye Wand and Sand as a base. This just does not move, obviously an essential for wedding day. And then for my palette, I'm going to use the VIEVE Essentials palette. And the reason, honestly, is for this shade here, Lava Rock. I've gone warm with my eye, but not super warm. And that, for me, is so classy. So I'm going to start with this palette. I'm going to go in with So Shy. And I'm just going to lightly dust that all over the lid and up into the crease a little bit. And that's just going to start setting us down. And then I'm going to slightly build that up on the lid. That's where I tend to get the most oily. So by doing this, I'm really mattifying it down. And then the only shades I used were Buff and Lava Rock. So I'm going to use Buff. Same brush, this is the 219 Small Eyeshadow Blender. I'm going to keep my eye open and I'm just going to use small circles to start laying that shade down. And this is what's going to act like her gradient. So I'm keeping it nice and high, but I am buffing nice and high as well. And I love to lift that end. And these eyeshadows obviously blend really easily. I know tons of you have this palette since we launched. It's almost like a kind of deeper bronzer shade, so it works really well for shaping the eye like this. And then we're going to use Lava Rock, which is this one here. It's beautiful. And then I'm keeping the darker shade a little bit neater to that socket. So I'm not blending up as high. If you need it, a clean eyeshadow brush will help get that blend super smooth. Now at this stage I did my liner. Liner is never fun on your wedding day if you're doing it yourself. My best tip is just to practice as much as you can. So I actually kept my liner quite high up. And I'm using Permanent Liner in the shade Dark Brown. Like I said, I just love the way that the dark brown looks, especially against a nice dark lash. Secret Weapon 221 eyeshadow smudger. This tiny little brush is going to be the detail queen of your look. So I'm going to take that Lava Rock shade, the darker shade, and I'm just going to add in some detail. So I'm going to darken that right at the socket and then under my eye. And I've taken that under my eye, but not too dark, and I quite like it like that. I like framing my eye for sure, but nothing too dark. Unless you want to, and then you do that. You do exactly that. Okay, for mascara, I'm actually not using Modern Mascara, and I'll tell you why. Modern Mascara is an amazing mascara for every day, but if you're a crier, and I am all the time, part of the charm of Modern Mascara is it comes off with warm water, and your salty, lovely tears are essentially warm water, so it will run. If you're not a crier and you love that mascara, by all means go for it. It does not smudge, it does not move, it will not transfer, but if you cry it will smudge. So go for your favourite waterproof. I think I wore Urban Decay Lash Freak Waterproof when I got married, which I actually think might be discontinued now, which makes me quite sad. But I'll have a look for it anyway. I really liked it. But I'm really loading my lashes up, and then I'm going to just tickle the bottom lashes. Don't want them too much. Like that. That looks nice for me. Lovely. Now for my lashes, I'm using FL5, which is a full lash from VIEVE that I've cut in half. So I've cut them directly down the centre, and I just put that in my outer corners. Make sure you let it dry enough. Otherwise you're going to have a slip and slide situation. So, oh, it's a bit early actually, but it's playing ball. I definitely wear lashes a lot less than I used to, but whenever I wear them, I feel like that. Lash applicators a must if you're doing your own lashes, for giving them a good squeeze. Same goes for lips. Do what you like to do. If you've got a lipstick shade that you love and you wear it every day, wear it. I was always a big nude lover, but one thing that I'm happy I didn't do, and actually I probably could have gone a little bit less nude, is I didn't go too nude. It's quite nice for your lips to look like it's still like a part of your face. What I'm going to start with, and you definitely don't need to do this technique, you kind of know how you like doing your lips, but I'm going to start with Treasure. I'm going to take the foundation or the concealer off the centre of my lips. I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow brush and Treasure lipstick, which is a really beautiful peachy nude, and I'm going to do a light layer of that all over my lip. Not too close to the lip line, but close enough. It's a really nice way to get sheer layers of product on your lips, which actually lasts really nicely and it fades really nicely as well. So we've got a nice peachy nude beginning. I'm then going to go in with Bark lip liner, and the creaminess of lipstick is going to help that lip liner just blend. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to keep my natural lip line at the sides, but I am going to overdraw a little bit in the middle, so just keeping close, really close at the bottom lip. Okay, once I've got to that stage, I'm going to swap lip liners and I'm going to use Peached, which is lighter and it's got more warmth in it, it's got more peachiness to it. I'm going to use that to blend bark into the lipstick. It's a process, but it's worth it. And the reason I like using 2 lip liners is for the same reason I love creams and then powders. It just adds dimension and it lasts really well. And that, to me, is a perfect bridal lip. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to crisp up the edges. So I take some concealer on a little brush and just tidy all of that up. Right, I feel like I've given you more than 5 hacks in this video, but I wanted to show you the eyes and the lips. My last hack number 5, is the powder roll-on. So I've not powdered at all, apart from like my blusher, my bronzer. And the reason for that is it's so much easier to fix makeup that isn't powdered. So if you have anything going on under your eyes and you've already powdered, you pretty much have to take it off and redo it. But because it's nice and creamy, like I love just taking a clean eyeshadow brush and just making sure that that's nice and blended, no creases, can go around my smile line. It basically lets the makeup melt into your skin a little bit before you then go in and set. I'm going to take my Modern Powder Perfector in the shade medium and I'm going to get the 123 brush and I'm going to do a light set under my eyes, around the face. This is going to make your skin look flawless, like airbrushed. So see here, you can see a little bit of texture. The powder just takes that away. The only place I'm not going to put powder is my cheeks. Light set on my forehead. And I really think it is the finish of the skin that makes something look bridal. And it's usually because there's a bit more powder involved, in my opinion anyway. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my sponge. It's damp, but it's not that damp. And I'm going to pick up some powder, like so. And I'm going to pat that powder in to the areas that I know that I would get oily. So my chin is definitely a place that I'd get oily. Smile lines, my nose, so see my whole nose. And then my forehead, so I'm going to take that powder. Now if you're extra, you can even take a little bit of that powder and just go under your cheeks just to make what you've done there pop. And then of course, we're going to set again. Now for this, I do actually cover my eyes just so the majority is not going on my eyes. Just let that dry or help it with a fan. And now I'm realising I should have made a VIEVE fan. Now's a great time to go in and do any last minute touch-ups. I can see that my freckle isn't quite dark enough for my liking. Alright, I'm going to zoom you out and show you the finished look. I think that's looking really nice. On my wedding day, I was ready an hour and a half early, so I was just sitting. Actually, I think it was longer than that. I think it was a couple of hours. But I added little bits here and there after, which I would always do. But I think that looks so nice. How exciting to use all VIEVE as well. So there is the final look. I think compared to my actual wedding makeup, it's maybe a little bit more grown up, but it's actually not hugely dissimilar, so I think that's a good thing. I hope you like this video. Like I said, let me know if you want the full thing, step by step. I feel like we did the most important parts. And yeah, I really wanted to show you this using all VIEVE. I get asked all the time for a bridal makeup using all VIEVE. I'll link everything that I used down below as always. Other than that, if you're watching this and you're getting married soon, then congrats. This is also a really stunning bridesmaid makeup, wedding guest makeup. I think there's little things that you could tweak to make it more your style. I hope you liked it and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. My nails are too short. Hello, just a wee test, because I've not done this in a while. And get the blood glowing. Glowing? Blood glowing? Jeez. I guess we're doing this again because my camera died. What you're all thinking, stranger danger. I've got this weird new habit, my hand just sits like this while I'm working. Oh, I've got mascara absolutely everywhere. Oh, too much.